the plans from Soweto to Lagos, Nairobi to the Cape. She's rewriting the stories they said she couldn't shape. Mom's rising in Africa.
Welcome back to our next episode, if I may call it that. It is a follow-up conversation that we started with Matshidiso Lengwati. And you are at a conversation with greatness. And we've got this beautiful topic. I'll call it beautiful because it is a journey to some beauty called Unprepared Pain, a topic that describes the journey that Matshidiso has taken. So we moving forward. Our last conversation took us to the day of the funeral, that first week or those first few days until the day of the funeral. The hardest public goodbye that you needed to say as you watched that coffin go down. Today I want to step into the silence that follows that moment. I would like us to look into the beginning of this new life, a new life, new world. And, you know, all those condolences that still continue, and you either wish they can continue or you wish that they can stop and give you a break, that just to breathe and acknowledge and take in this brand new life that you also don't have a view of how it looks like. So we are going to just take the journey, a very deeper journey with Matshidiso today, to look further into the detail of this unprepared pain. Welcome once again to this next episode of our conversation.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to digging a bit deeper today with you.
Yeah. Yes.
So just to start, if you may just go back and look and think about I guess there's the funerals are usually on Saturday, and then there's a Sunday. Sunday is still a bit busy, but people start leaving on Sunday. That Monday, I wanna just give us a little bit of a visit to that first Monday, the Monday after the week before. How did it look like?
Monday after.
The week before, yes.
Yeah, on that Monday, I think one I remember, I woke up and I realized the house was now very quiet. And I look at our bedroom.
Yeah.
And I ask, am I supposed to be on my own? And I couldn't understand whether I will be able to ever sleep in that bedroom without him. And I also look at the parking lot, and I look at the car that he used to drive. And I ask myself, the car is there, but where he is. And I think before 12, I think I decided, I think I went back to the graveyard. And I went there. I think I stood there for almost 30 minutes to an hour. I can't remember.
On that Monday.
On that Monday. And I came back home. And I remember I went back to our bedroom straight. I went to the lounge. And I slept on the couch. And
Yeah.
I was like, but the house was very quiet. Because everybody has now packed up, they've left,
Yes.
you're left with your kids.
Yes.
And you realize now the house is no more the same.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, you felt that his presence is no longer
It's
there.
no longer there.
The house was not the same.
Is there a little detail, something like maybe a sound, or maybe the sound of a gate or the sound of the door, anything that was in your ears that confirmed or made this feel very real?
The sound of his footsteps.
Oh, wow.
yeah, he had big footsteps. When he come home, you can feel him. Even you are in your bedroom, you can feel that he's here now. The way he used to walk, I don't know, but he had big footsteps. Especially when he's going to climb up the stairs.
He was a tall guy, so
He was tall,
yeah.
so he will. I think or he was jumping some of the steps. I don't know, but the footsteps. That's what was really missing a lot. Because I think that moment, I felt as if, I don't know, I was trying to convince myself that he's gonna come back. Maybe he went away. He's gonna come back because he used to go and come
back. Yeah,
that was going on in my mind. So that mind, it was a struggle to accept, to realize, to think that this is real. It's not going to be the same.
So were you almost like hearing, or when you're hoping that he's coming, so you would hear those footsteps? Did you feel that, or was there any expectation where people maybe already expected you to be strong, or you were just given the space to just be?
I don't think I was really given a space as such, because during that week after the funeral, people were still coming, others were calling.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I couldn't handle it as much because every time they called, then I would cry, and people come, I will still look at them and say, what are you saying to me? Or is it this thing real, or am I still dreaming? But you can tell now things have changed.
Yeah. Did you need to, or did you find a way to balance those expectation, can I say maybe people's needs, even your children's needs, or other people around you, maybe needs from your in-laws if they were, with your own emptiness?
It was hard to balance for me at that moment, because I think I was at a stage of denial.
You're right. Which is understandable,
It was a real thing to me to say I was at that stage to say it's not true.
Yeah.
So I was just like floating, like I was saying, I didn't know where I'm going or coming, but seeing people, hearing people, it was like, to me, you are not saying anything to me at this moment. I don't know where I am.
So we've got a benefit of looking into an adversity now and say, every adversity, like Napoleon Hill says, carries with it a seed of an equal or even better benefit. But when you are in there, I think it's difficult to kind of feel that or know that, or, strength is not speed, and healing needs stillness, silence, quietness.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you did have that, because after that there was probably, you guys had an estate that you needed to now face. Did you have the space to even, deal with yourself before you jump into the stories of the estate? And from what we spoke about yesterday, there's also other people, other children involved. There's a lot of interest in the estate. There's a lot of people that might have an interest in the estate. How was that then? What we are on, then maybe we're on a Monday, but then there's a Tuesday. That if you look at that whole week, at least in that week, did you have some quietness?
That whole week, reality, I never had a quietness, because it was on a Monday, and then on a Thursday, I think I was still at home, and I got a call from one of our employees. Says, we had a business, and he said, Sister D, your in-laws came here and they told us we need to start looking for a job. They're going to close down the business.
Okay.
From there, I had to jump out.
This is now the Thursday.
Just
which is the week before. Oh, the week after the week before.
Yes.
Already just in 4 days, we
4
already.
days.
Yeah.
It already was chaos.
Okay, so now they want to close the business.
Then I told the guys, relax, I'm coming. And then at that moment, I stood up, got into the car, went back to the office.
Put the tissues aside.
And I put everything
Stop
aside.
grieving. Get into the car.
Yeah. That's when my grievings just stopped. And now I had to say, guys, relax. We still have to work. Remember, we still have customers that we need to service. We still have contracts that
Yes.
we need to carry on.
Yes.
Nothing has to stop. We've already asked for customers for just a week, and now we have to push. And I had to calm everybody now to say, calm down. We are here.
You are calming them down, but how are you?
At that moment,
Are you even paying attention how you are?
I don't think I was even paying attention what was
Yeah.
happening. But I think in my mind that moment, I was like, this is what I need to do. And now I had now to make sure that I can't just stay at home anymore. I have to stand up and start working on everything.
In the first week.
I think that's where the reality started to hit me to say, now I'm on my own.
So whoever went to the business to say the business is closing, did they even come to you maybe to, at least after the conversation then? Oh, okay, before they didn't.
No, they didn't come.
Was that the beginning of talking or the beginning of getting into the estate conversation?
It was, I think now was the time they were getting towards the estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then after that, I think I got a letter to say,
What letter?
letter from one of the attorneys.
Yes.
And I said, now I need to stand up because now they were talking about the maintenance of the kids, the maintenance to my mother-in-law. And I was like, no ways. It's not even yet 10 days. Here I am now being summoned.
And you haven't even spoken to your lawyer, but
I
you
haven't
already
even contacted any lawyer.
Yes.
Then I remember telling one of the guys that was doing our IT, I said, please, I know you work with a lot of lawyers. I'm not going to use the success lawyer.
Yeah, the business lawyer, because you don't know
I
how
don't-
much. Yeah.
I don't know how much will stand up for me. I want a different person. And in that second week, I think it was the third week, then he came home and he came with one of the attorneys. And he said to me, I brought you one of the best attorneys. Yeah.
Just on that, talking about the kids' maintenance and all, did you meet any of the mothers up to at that point? Have you met
No,
any of them?
I haven't met anyone at that point. Nobody came through. Nobody said anything. Nobody said, even my in-laws came through to say, let's sit down. What's the way forward? I expected, in actual fact, them to come to say,
Yeah.
now we have laid him to rest. Now it's you. There's this business. How do we take it from here? That was my expectation, to say, you know what, I mustn't just jump on things. That's why I didn't jump to attorneys or anything. So I expected to say maybe there will be a family meeting, those things.
Yes.
But it never happened.
So now you've got the lawyer. Now you must contact him or you must go see him. I don't know if you phoned him or you went there, but how was that? You're kind of like seeing yourself, if you had to observe yourself walking into the lawyer's office while grieving.
And it's surprising what I will tell you. I didn't go to them. They came to me.
Okay.
They came to my house.
All right, they came to your house. Okay.
Yeah, they came to my residence and they introduced themselves.
Yes.
And they started telling me, they gave me a list of things that I need maybe to have for them to be able to start and assist. The first of all, they wanted, I think, their marriage certificate, their kid certificate, so that they can get me the letter of Being a, what is it?
Yeah, that word. Anyway, yeah.
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 The letter of authority, I will say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legal.
The
they call it
executor.
the execute. Okay,
The
yeah, of the
executor
estate.
of the estate.
But there was a will, right? Was there a will?
There was no will.
Oh, really? Now.
Yep. That's where it
So
gets juicy.
that's where it gets interesting. So there was no will.
There was no will.
So we're gonna get into the detail of that. I just wanna check how it went, and that conversation, mixing it, and is that still in the first week?
It's
Second
the
week now.
Second week.
Yeah. So you're mixing a conversation about a will that doesn't exist, about an estate that is as big as you probably don't even, at the time, you had not even assessed how big the estate is. You probably knew what you guys had, but how big the estate is was out there for assessment. Again, my question is, how does that then get to mix with you grieving? You have the conversation with the lawyers, and then at night you need to sit back and think and grieve, or was there even,
I think what was hurting was like when the night comes, that was the hardest part for me, because it was a struggle to fall asleep.
Yeah.
It was a serious struggle. Sometimes I will not even sleep on my bed. I will sleep on the couch. And I remember one day, I don't know what happened. I found myself sleeping on the floor. The bed is there. And I was on the floor.
Yeah.
It was the hardest because every night I will have to cry myself to be able to sleep. And at the moment, it's no longer that you're grieving. Now you are crying because now there's these things that are now popping up, and you don't know now where to start, who to talk to. Because I remember I said, I think I need someone who's been through this journey, because now I can't go back to my parents. They don't know this.
They don't know this journey, yeah.
They don't know this journey.
Yeah.
They don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my family, yes, there are people who've lost, but I don't think they've been in that situation.
Yes.
And, with God's grace, one friend of mine, he says, Teddy, I called her, and I remember calling one of my friends. I said, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. And she said, why are you struggling? Remember, we've got a friend who's been through this journey. Though she just got remarried now, she's been through this journey. She went through this journey for 10 years.
Wow.
And I think I contacted her, and she said, you know what, ma'am? I'm going to come and sit with you. My journey might not be the same.
Yeah.
But maybe I can be able to walk with you.
Yeah. It's actually so comforting to go through something, and if I come and speak to you and I don't know what I'm talking about, it's really not comfort. But if someone that has been through that journey comes and talk to you, it's like, I don't know, it takes you so many miles ahead, and which is why I'm very excited about what we are doing now, because you are in a state where you're comfortable to get your voice be heard. You're in a state where you're comfortable to share your experience, and creating this platform to get other people who are in this journey, not to go around and find a friend, but to just tap into what we are doing now, to create a platform and a community for people who've experienced the same, to get support, just a community, just to voice and share ideas and get other people's ideas. So that for me is really a benefit in this channel of conversation with greatness. Grief doesn't pause for paperwork. And you've got a lot of missing paperwork. You've got a lot of available paperwork. What in that paperwork, as you are now starting to sort things out and organizing things for the lawyers, so you would know what the next step is. What did that teach you about I don't know, should it be power? Should it be surrender? Should it be planning? What do you take out of that organized space or chaotic space? You would know what it was.
I think in that space, it taught me to say we need to plan and be organized.
Right.
And when we are in marriage,
Yeah.
let us be open to one another to know where are we going. If things could happen, you need to do this or you need to look at this. So I think planning in the whole thing, people must take to consideration, because without planning, believe you me, I think there can be a lot of chaos. I think I was lucky because I remember when he started being sick in July 2016, he started giving me the documents of the properties,
Yeah.
every document of the file that he had with him. He started giving to me. I remember one day he gave them to me and he said, just put them safe where you can find them. Only you where you can find them. And I took them and I put them away. And I think that's where it was very simple for me to be able to start doing the estate.
So, but how, at that point, did none of you think of writing a will?
We had thought of it for years. Actually, we had our bank manager came through a lot of times. But at that moment, he kept on postponing it.
Never wrote it down.
Yeah, he kept on postponing it. And when I asked him, I couldn't get a clarification or a good reason out of it. But I don't know whether he wanted to write a will or he didn't want to write a will. That is a question I asked myself. Was he prepared to write it? Or was he aware that if I write it,
there's going to be a lot of detail.
There's going to be a lot of details I'm going to know and I'm going to ask questions. Or if he writes it, maybe others needs to be excluded. Was going to be...
Yeah, you will question why.
Yeah, I was questioning a lot of things.
Wow.
And then I realized it's not even just been once or twice. Where multiple times that people approach us with a will, but it never happened.
Yeah. If you had to have given advice to us wives when it comes to that, or if you had to go back, what would you do different in that specific part of getting the estate clear, the will clear? How would you have done it better so we can learn as well? And other people would be like tapping into this information, and this podcast would really benefit.
If I would go back, I would start by writing a will.
And if he postpones, if you've got
if he postponed, I will write my own will. That's one thing I said I could have done it.
Okay.
But will it help me? That's what question I ask myself. No.
Yeah.
But if he is dark and dive, I think I would have pushed it. I think I never pushed it hard. I should have pushed it harder for him to have a will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I took it light to say, no, he will do it. He said he will do it. You know, you depended to say he said
he will do it.
He will do it.
So during that time when you are balancing grieving, you've got an estate that has yourself, and clearly now it has your in-laws, and it has 15 more, 17 more children. I can't remember. You've got yourself as well around that end. There's nothing to refer back. There's nothing to know about what his wishes are. I want to just pause that a little bit and get you to tell me how your body was cooperating or not cooperating in this process. Your physical self, your health, how was...
I think at that moment my body was not cooperating. Because at times it will affect me in such a way I will get headaches, have sleepless nights, and at the same time, my diet was disrupted, not eating the way I used to eat. And I couldn't even take care of it because, I loved to do exercises. I used to gym. I used to run marathons.
Yes.
And everything just
Stopped. Yeah.
Everything stopped, and my body was not taking it well. And I never realized at that moment that what I was doing to my body, actually, I was inflicting sickness at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened for you to get to a part where you realize that your body is giving you some whispers? And what whispers were those?
I think my body, it acted in a very fun way, because I will get pains, especially on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And
Top of shoulders.
Shoulders. I will try to go for massages, but you'll find it's not helping a lot. And until one day I decided to go to the doctor.
Right.
And then she said, "You're too stressed." And she put me on medication, but I felt as if nothing was coming through. And one thing, I don't even think my kids were aware that sometimes I will take medication. They wouldn't understand, but my body was not taking it well, very, very well. And I think it was also tapping to my, I'll say, to my mind.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it will feel as if I'm hallucinating things that are not there. You see?
Yeah. So then you went to the doctor, they just gave you medication and you came back, and like how and when did the body start to
I think my
give
body
you-
started reacting, especially when the things now I have to start with the estate. Because now I had to ask myself, where do I start? How do I start this? What is going to be needed?
Right.
And after I've consulted with the attorneys and you look at the list, I think I never even realized that some of the things I had them, because I think I looked at it and anxiety, fear kicked in
Right.
more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm told that, with I know there's 7 levels of awareness and all of that. The bottom level, they call it a animal level, where it's like fight or flight. So you're almost like on a survival state. Animals in the jungle, zebras, when they see a lion, I think that kicks in and they want to run, they want to protect themselves. But then as soon as there's quietness, they go back and graze. They forget that I was almost running away. But with us human beings, we don't easily go back to normal. Sometimes we maintain that fight or flight, or that anxiety state, or that stressful state. And there are times when it starts becoming part of our lives. So which one was it for you? Were you able to switch off from the anxiety and the depressed state or the fear and go back to normal? Or did you maintain it long enough that it started becoming part of your life?
I think I've maintained it long enough. It started to become a norm to me.
Yeah.
But in that at that moment, it did not just calm down. I think it was getting worse. And it didn't give me peace. Because even if you are sitting, you're thinking, what must I do? How am I going to fight this battle?
Yes.
And at the same time, remember, at that moment, you are no longer just on your own or fighting one thing. And sometimes you even get strange calls and you realize, I don't need this. I really don't need this at this moment. I'm not in a mood to fight. But now you have to start protecting yourself.
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah.
I think I was on the protection mode
Yeah.
than any other thing.
You're defending.
Yeah.
There's an attack that can come anywhere.
I must be.
Did you know some of the people that will give you those strange calls, or did they remain anonymous? Or?
No, I knew some of those calls that they came through. Yeah, I knew them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you didn't want to be rude to sound, and you're thinking, what are they thinking? What do they want?
Right.
Can't they just give me space to grieve? So
for how long then would you say you have maintained this fight or flight and protecting mode? Years? Months? Years. Okay.
Not days. It was
Yes.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in those years, they really took me down.
How down?
I will tell you that it was in 2019, my body will get swollen. I will have funny pains at the back. And sometimes you ask yourself, am I okay? And I remember one time, it was Christmas, and I woke up and I found my right hand was very swollen, big. I couldn't understand where does it come from. And funny enough, when I went to the doctor, I told the doctor, and he said to me, you need to check all of your body now, because you don't look well. She's my doctor. She's been my doctor, that lady, for years.
Yeah.
She says,
Yeah.
that CD I know, this one, I don't know her. And she made me even to check my breast and everything. And at that moment, I didn't even realize that I was developing cancer.
Wow. Sure. So at what point did she break the news to you?
No, she told me to come back to go and do scanners,
mammogram,
all those things.
Yeah.
And I did all the processes. And after, I think she called me. She says, I need to come, but I must come with someone. And I remember taking my daughter, the eldest one. And we went, and we got to doctor's room, and they gave us seats. And the doctor looked at us. I could tell that those are not good news.
Wow.
And
sure. And take us there, because you're still grieving at the time. You said it's 2019?
It's now it's 2020,
Yeah.
January.
It's 2020 now.
January. Because December I went, and
Yes.
she said, now it's just during
Holidays,
December, people go on holidays and come back January. Now, January, that's where you have to run all the tests and everything. And the doctor said, now we are sitting there in that room. And she looked at my daughter. She says, from now onwards, you need to take care of your mother. And we looked at each other, and we couldn't understand. And she said, she didn't look at me, she looked at my daughter, and the doctor said to my daughter, Mom has got cancer.
And how did that feel in your already grieving body? And you're still in the estate. By 2020, is the estate sorted?
No.
It's still a battle.
It's a very battle now.
Okay. And wow.
You are in that battle. That's what I think made me more to be sick.
Yeah. That
because
whole
it was on and off. Back and forth.
Yeah. And you discover people that are on your side and people that are not on your side. And then now the news are landed. How's that first minute? How's that first?
I think in that first minute, all I could remember, my tears just ran on. And I look at my daughter, the tears were also running down. And the doctor, I remember she pushed the tissue box. And we said, now, he says, now we have to start treatment. And he asked me, do you have a medical aid? I said, yes. And he says, I hope you have a good one because I'm going to get you a good specialist. And I said,
What do they
okay.
call them?
Oncology.
Oncologists. Yeah.
And I said, he's an oncology. He's in Pretoria East. If you don't mind to drive. And I remember my daughter answered, he said, whatever it takes, we will do it.
Did you link the illness? Because I mean, sometimes the body cries. I say the body cries the tears that the heart refuses to shed. You know, so your body cries and your heart is just carrying this heaviness and it can't just shed those tears. Was there a point, or did you link? I know when you get the news, it's all about I'm physically sick. Was there a point where you were able to unpack the cause of this illness, the cause of this cancer? You know, you said you had limited people that you could speak to, so you kept a lot maybe inside of you. And some of the things, maybe I want to guess that because they were even embarrassing and humiliating to you, you didn't want to share them with anybody. So was there a link that you made between the two, your emotional self and what you packed in your emotions because of what was happening and now being sick?
Yes, I did link it because when the doctor asked me, anybody that I know in the family, I said, no, I don't know anybody.
No cancer, no, yeah.
I said, in my family. He said, from your dad's side? I said, no. From my mom's side? I said, I don't know anybody. I've never had anybody. And he said to me, he asked me a question, what's stressing you?
This is now the oncologist who doesn't have the history that your
does.
doctor has.
Yes, my daughter.
Yeah.
And she said to me, what's bothering you? What's giving you stress? She said, remember, cancer, it's hormones.
Right.
And there are hormones that you're suppressing. There's something that you're suppressing in you. And you can't let it go, but you need to let it go. That's what it's causing, this cancer. And she said to me, you need to think. She said, are you sure? I said, no one in the family. And she said, then what's the problem? Then I looked at her and I told her I lost my husband. And she said, when? And I told her, she says, what's happening right now after losing him? Then I told the doctor briefly that day,
it's a battle.
it's a battle.
Yeah.
There's a battle. And the doctor says, okay, now I understand. And she said to me, before I could even take you to a treatment of anything, I just need to run a lot of tests to your body. Because the way you are, it tells me that a lot has happened, a lot is happening. And you find it hard to let it go, or you are fighting, but you can't. You're fighting alone, not getting any help anyway. And I was like, these things that I can't just share. And he says,
those are the things that you're holding on to.
to.
And you're thinking about them. I mean, Napoleon Hill says, thoughts are vibrations of energy. And they affect every cell of our body.
Yes.
So, and I have this thing that says, think about what you think about.
Yeah.
Because those thoughts, they either give life or they are killing something.
Yes.
And it sounds like, I think from what you're saying, the doctor is saying, it sounds like it's not just the thoughts, but it's you packing them.
Yes. Picking
And not letting go or not,
the way she said it is that I'm not taking it out.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm suppressing everything inside of me.
So now you've got cancer, now you must deal with that now. The
Yes.
estate is not done. The battles are going on.
Now there's cancer.
Oh, Wow. Some messages that I have picked up in this conversation with greatness, Matshidiso Lengwati, is that pain is not the enemy, but unconscious thought is the enemy. Letting your thoughts just run without being guarded, that's the real enemy, not the pain. And that faith is the medicine that rewires the mind for healing. Again, in your mind, there are thoughts, but you need faith. You need to believe into something bigger than you, even if it's a you that is bigger than you. When you master your inner self, your inner world, the outer world starts aligning. It comes into alignment. And when speaking to Matshidiso, you can attest that there's definitely wealth in financial terms. But true wealth begins with well-being. So when I say think and grow rich, I'm not just only referring to financial riches. I'm talking to riches internally, your peace, your joy, your contentment, knowing why you are, knowing your purpose in life. And the scars that we get, they are not signs of loss, but they are the evidence of you being alive. You know, I'm also reminded that Jesus had to be whipped, and we say through his stripes we are healed. So through scars, through stripes, through physical pain and sometimes emotional pain, we've got proof and evidence that we are alive and that we have a reason to be alive. We need to guard our thoughts, because thoughts are things, and things that create. That's my takeaway from today's conversation. So that diagnosis, what did it reveal about the life that you were living when it came? And I know that there's first the shock, there's crying, there's all of this. Did you have the time to reconcile? Like you said, yes, you did link it to the emotions, the things that you didn't let go. What did it reveal about the life, the kind of life you were living up to that point, up to 2020?
It revealed to me that I was living the life that is not peaceful, life that was very stressful, a life that was not willing to let go, at the same time wanting to move forward, but everything is holding back, and I couldn't see where I'm going or coming. I was in a dark space, I will say that. Dark space. I couldn't even know whether am I going to reach to the light.
Your spiritual self, what is happening there? Emotionally, you're feeling all of this heaviness. Physically, now you are diagnosed with cancer. Spiritually, your connection with God, your spiritual life.
That moment, I felt as if, as a human being.
Yeah.
I felt as if God was not loving. I felt as if God is far. I felt as if maybe he has abandoned me.
Right.
But at the same time, like I said, I have these friends. They are not just ordinary, they are prayerful women.
Yes.
They kept on saying, we're going to pray with you. It doesn't mean when you're in this valley, it's the end. And they were, I will say those are the ladies who made me realize to say, when God says, when David said, in the darkest valley, you are with me.
Yeah.
I had now to go back and say, God, let me not focus on the sickness. Let me not focus on all these things. Let me seek you. Because right now, if I don't do this, that means I'm going to go to leave my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I had to stand up and say, I need to fight not with my own strength.
Yes, I want to hear about that vow, those vows that you made,
Yeah,
after maybe you regain, or your friends were carrying you in prayer, but did you make any vows as in, from now on, this is what's happening?
Yes, I told myself, I said, from now on, I'm not going to fight with my own strength. And I'm going to allow God to take me through. I'm going to allow God to guide me. And if I'm going to fight, I have to be more, fight my battle on a prayer. Because one thing.
But were you not doing that already?
I was, but I don't think I felt as if I was not praying enough.
And what about what the doctor said in terms of you are holding things in, so how do you link that to the prayer and fighting through, like how does it balance?
That's where I started now realizing to say, I need to let go. I need to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And then I have this friend.
The one that has been through the journey. Yeah, okay.
She's also a doctor. And I said, you going to carry me through.
Yeah.
I said, how are you going to do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
And one thing she promised me. She said, no, I'm going to carry you. I don't know also, but I will pray to God. She will guide me how to take you through.
So your body was tired, but it was tired, it was screaming, it was giving in. But at this point, you need to decide whether you want to live your life differently or not.
Yes, because that's where the doctor even told me to say, now you need to think.
Right.
To say, you're going to allow this sickness to take you down, or you're going to wake up and start doing things differently. Because now I have to choose. It's either me or the cancer. Which one is going to defeat what I want?
Right.
So am I going to allow cancer to defeat me? Or am I going to stand up and fight a battle and be able to speak up and stop holding things back?
Yes.
And look forward.
That was probably the beginning of you becoming. And it's definitely it's really on a borderline.
Yeah.
Because cancer is cancer.
Cancer is cancer, because she told me one thing. She says, what makes people to die most of the time through cancer is because they give in. I don't have to give in.
What does that mean? I mean, people say they fight. What did it mean to you, at least, not giving in?
To me, it meant that I should fight. And I should be able to let go whatever I'm holding on, because it's hurting me inside.
Yeah.
I might not have realized it, that how much it was hurting, but through this diagnosis of cancer, it shows that I was really hurting. And I never realized that I was really that much hurting until cancer took over.
And the hurt created a world of its own, an identity of its own. It became cancer.
It became cancer, and it shows you to say, you have to wake up.
And now you had to deal with the root cause.
I have to deal with the root cause and start doing what the doctor is saying, and start focusing more on God, and start praying. And I have the friend that he says, I'm here for you. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, when God sends you somebody, He will send you somebody who's been through the journey, who understands.
Right.
Because this, I won't say the name, the lady who was carrying me through, when she lost her husband, she lost her husband through cancer.
Oh, okay. So that also now was a different type of
Yes.
help that she's going to have. So
to
it's
say.
it's the losing the husband, but also the cancer
it's a
part. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And I said, I think.
Yeah, God
it
will
was
always
so-
come through, won't
I
he?
said, this is God. It's
Yeah.
she was not just sent
Yeah.
to me to be
Yeah.
a friend. And she said, I will carry you through.
So although things were falling apart left, right, and center around you while you were still grieving, because I suppose that until then, still the time to sit back and grieve, you actually never had, because from the first week, it was closing the business, then it was lawyers, it was letters, then you needed to start fighting. So you're fighting and the grief has not been dealt with.
No.
And it's chaotic.
Yeah, the grief was not dealt with.
And we're in 2020.
Anyway, in 2020.
But the battle is hot.
But the battle is now
Which
getting
angles?
too steep.
Which angles is the battle coming from?
The battle was coming from those ladies.
Yeah.
And
the moms,
the
sister wives,
the sister wives
that you didn't know you
that
had.
I didn't know that I had, and also the battle coming from my in-laws' side.
Yeah.
So it was something that you say, where do I start?
But also, what about the battle within you?
The battle within me was a lot, because now I have to stretch myself, and I have to think for everyone. And it's like I'm surrounded and being caged.
Yeah.
Now I need to get out of the cage, but it's not easy.
And the business has to run.
And the business has to run.
There are employees.
There's everything.
Yeah. We'll chat about that. I think this is for me it sounds like the beginning of becoming Matshidiso.
Yes.
After a very difficult reckoning that you need to sit back and just decide what it is. Again, I'll keep on referring to Think and Grow Rich. There's a principle of decision where you really need to make some decisions about yourself, about the children, about the estate, about the family, about the business.
Yes.
And we're going to hear more about that as we continue in this conversation.